Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. This week we're talking about vet visits and happy visits at the vet. A lot of you are familiar with these. These are visits where you go to the vet and nothing, bad or scary happens to your dog. You just go, they eat treats, and you leave. I often get asked by clients or folks in our Facebook community, how do I do a happy visit? My dog is too terrified to even go into the clinic. And so that's what we're talking about today. I've got three options or variations on happy vet visits that you can do with a dog who is too afraid to enter the clinic. All right, happy vet visits for dogs afraid to enter the clinic. Who is it for? Your dog should be able to get to the clinic without issue to do these trainings I'm going to talk about today. So if you have a dog who you would have to put in the car to get to the vet clinic, but they have a lot of anxiety in the car or they get motion sick, talk to your vet, definitely about motion sickness, talk to your vet, or your trainer, your veterinary behaviorist, and deal with this car issue before you move on to the clinic stuff. Because if your dog's already anxious when you get there, you're going to have a hard time making progress with regard to the vet clinic. So assuming you can get your dog to the vet clinic and they're not anxious, so they're okay in the car, this training is appropriate if your dog is then afraid to actually go through the front doors into the clinic. And your dog should be healthy and in no immediate need of veterinary care. If you need to take them in for an exam, next week or something, and they're going to have this traumatic experience of going into the clinic, even though they're really scared, I wouldn't do careful, happy visits this week because you're probably going to ruin it when you have to do the visit. This kind of training is best to do sort of when you know you can wait a while and you have plenty of time for training before you absolutely have to go into the clinic. Now, there are other things you can do to kind of protect your training if your dog has to go to the clinic, like medicate your dog or have your dog sedated. Talk to your vet about that. All right, happy vet visits number 1 for dogs who are afraid to go into the clinic. Stay in the car. So you can just hang out in the car. Your dog can look at the parking lot, the clinic, the activity around the clinic, eat treats, and that can be a good starting place for a lot of these dogs. And for some dogs, you're going to want to park as far as possible from the clinic front door so they can watch the activity from a distance. And you'll want all the windows rolled up and everything. As your dog gets a little more comfortable, some dogs are okay with the window down. I'll show you a video example of a dog doing some car training in a second. Happy vet visit option number 2, the parking lot. So if your dog is okay with getting out of the car outside of the clinic and can hang out in the parking lot, sniff around. There are usually lots of interesting smells, or so I'm told anyway, in the area around the vet clinic. If your dog can get out and wander around, sniff, watch the dogs and people going in and out, eat treats at a distance, this can be another version of happy visits that is a good step in your training. And finally, if the parking lot has been conquered, your dog's pretty comfortable there, you can go closer to the clinic and have them check out the grass. If the clinic has grassy areas, again, usually very interesting smells there. Or external walkways like the sidewalks around the clinic, the steps up to the clinic door without actually going in. So this can be kind of the last step before potentially going in through the door to the clinic. So let's look at some video examples of these trainings. So option 1, stay in the car for happy vet visits. Here's a fearful puppy, is a foster puppy from a few years ago. Hanging out in the car. They actually do have the door open here so the puppy could hear some sounds and just eating treats. Option number 2 is that parking lot. Here's Pancake that I just zoomed up quickly to show the front of the clinic. So we were at the far end of the parking lot from the clinic and just eating treats and hanging out. And this was actually just this week. I was surprised Pancake could do this, but the sidewalk or the grounds, Pancake just marched right up to the door. And I let him. That's okay. We weren't going to go in, but we wandered around, sniffed, and he just ate treats. Now, if I'd seen someone coming, they were going to be coming out that door, I would not have allowed him to go up to it, but it was pretty quiet. All right, so I hope that helped, folks. In summary, the 3 sort of happy vet visit versions that don't require your puppy or your dog to go into the clinic include staying in the car, getting out in the parking lot, or walking up to the clinic or the grounds around the clinic without going in. So those are all things you can do that can advance your training without going into the clinic yet if your dog's not ready. If you are looking for more confidence building tips, make sure to sign up for our newsletter. Links at the bottom here, dogkindtraining.com/newsletter. And that'll get our alerts delivered to you each week with a link to our weekly video. And any special offers we have going on or new classes, you'll get alerted to that as well. All right, everybody, have a lovely week, and I'll see you next